As I'm sitting here wondering why the water there's not much pressure, I happen to glance up and look around, and I want you to look with me. I'm gonna have to zoom in. Look way over there by the barn. Do y'all see what I see? I see something, well, it looks like a piece of trash laying there by the door to the barn. But if you look at the mounting steps, I see running water going across the ground. And that is exactly why we have no water pressure here this morning. I'll leave this set while I walk over. You guys come with me, okay? Walk with me and let's figure out what's going on over here and why we have no water pressure. And then I want to remind you of something. It's not just the longhorns, y'all. It's not just the longhorns who you got to be real careful about. Well, good morning, folks. Lester here. And today I'll be making my way out to do all the morning chores. Jami, well, you already know how it goes. When one member of the household gets a little bit sick, it seems like inevitably the other person's going to pick it up. And Jami began to feel bad yesterday. And this morning she's not 100%. She is going to go ahead and do her work. She's not going to take a day off from her calls and Zooms and everything else. But I says, not to worry, I'll take care of the chores this morning. Morning, ladies and gentlemen. All of the horses are making their way over there for their normal morning routine. And then, yesterday afternoon even, Jami was feeling bad. This was before her timeout Tuesday. And she goes, listen, I just can't do. I just can't. I says, don't worry. I says, I'll take care of it. And so I did. I come out and did all the afternoon feed up as well. And I feel horrible for her. You guys ready to eat? Prim, you're so pretty. Your colors are so wonderful, sweet girl. All right, you're pretty too, Buckies. Hold on a second, my friends. Let me go ahead and get started here. The mornings are easy. Thank you, Trixie, for helping. All we do in the mornings is hay. We will sometimes drop off a little bit of grain for the alpaca because they don't have access to as much grazing as everyone else does. Who's made a mess in here? Okay. But, baby, that's cat food. Christmas. Oh, Lord. Guys, I'm so sorry you have to see all of this. But all we do is hay. So I will load the side-by-side up with enough hay for the goats, alpaca, horses, even pigs, big birds, the whole group of them, donkeys and all, and which will be a little over half of a bale. And then we'll drive along and drop those flakes out. I'll fill up all the water, and they'll be good for the remainder of the morning. Of course, we do our afternoon chores right at 4 o'clock p.m. And that's when we go ahead and do a full grain feeding and everything else, along with more hay. So I know in that high speed it was hard to count, but 16 flakes of hay, friends. 16 flakes of hay is what we go through every morning. And that will be enough for every one of our babies to have a bite of hay to fill their bellies. Now, each goat does not get their own flake. Goats will share, but everybody else should get about a flake each. The alpaca will also share, and the big birds will share. I'm gonna walk these guys off the top of that hill, where it's a little bit muddy from all the rain we've had, and make them come around back behind me, where the ground's a little bit drier. But I'll say this, and you're not going to believe me. People don't want to believe things they don't want to believe. But animals, naturally, animals that are used to grazing, they should naturally eat lower to the ground. You can Google it, but people want to argue even with Google. They do. People will argue with anybody. They'll argue even with Google. So animals with necks like these, put your ears right. Animals with necks like these, they need to have their necks bent towards the ground to eat the right way. And that helps with so many things besides, it helps with their respiration. It helps with overall health. It helps in so many ways. Look how mean he's going to be. I'll tell you what, I know you don't want to hear this, but Voodoo has been a little bit sickly. You all know that. And because Voodoo's been a little bit sick, it's made Bucky's change the order of the usual pecking order. He's moved up a couple of ranks. He doesn't mind trying to challenge Voodoo now because Voodoo's not really in a position to be here, Voo, here, look, Voo, I'll put yours over there. I tossed Voo's over on this side, but nope, he's gonna eat everybody else, so I just wasted a flake of hay. So yeah, that's the sad thing about animals. When one of them gets down, others sometimes try to rise up and become higher on the order. But I want you to notice how his neck is positioned. That's the way animals should eat. And so for folks who keep suggesting that we put our hay up higher, yeah, you could put it onto a hay rack, absolutely. And then I think the bigger problem is the people who have animals who have to eat in the dust, because I do know that sometimes horses can develop sort of a dust cancer. They get spots on their lungs from breathing in so much dust. It causes all kinds of issues with the respiration. Now, horse people will know a lot more than what I'm telling you right now. They can explain it a whole lot better. But no, right now we don't have a whole lot of dust. Everything's been pretty wet. So over on this side of the pasture, they can eat out of the mud. And then we never feed our grain onto the ground if we can help it. And never, never, never feed our grain in the dirt. But I do not mind putting grain on the grass. Guys, as I stand here and talk to you all, if I don't hurry, I feel raindrops. I feel raindrops are falling on my head. I'm going to put one more flake out. I've wasted a couple of flakes. I tossed one over there and then one over here alongside this tree. But the problem is Prim has been spooked off by Bucky's. And if I don't give her one far enough away, she'll end up not eating, and Bucky's will get multiple flakes. That's sad. So we'll go to the top of the hill here for our sweet girl. Now you watch. Bucky's is sometimes so mean, he may even walk over here and run her off. Hi, sweet baby. Isn't it crazy for such a big horse as far as size go? Look, she's scared to turn her back on him. She's scared to turn her back, so she'll just go somewhere else. Oh, they can be mean. You love them, y'all. You love them like you love your children, but we all know that sometimes we have mean children too. There she goes. All right, she'll get something at least. She'll get something. Now, what I'm going to do over here, this is a double flake. I'm going to double these flakes up because we have donkeys and goats in here together. Daryl, do you need some more WD-40 for that thing? Everyone's just now getting up. These wet days like this morning, they're just moving slow. Look at all of them. Come on out, babies. I'm going to get y'all some food. They're just moving so slow. But, and then, of course, look who's going to come join them. Rita's like, you know what? I'm going to eat with the goats today because I am feeling quite lonely over on my side of the pasture. That's fine, Rita. You can eat with the goats if you want to, sweetie. We don't care. The goats don't like it. But we will not tell that to Rita. We will not tell that to Rita. No, we will not. And so this is kind of, I think, what a lot of people would like us to get for our horses. And I don't really see a problem with that because they're still able to eat low and lift their heads up to look around if they want to. But I've also seen hay feeders that mount on the side of a fence. You can actually mount them to the side of your fence. I love watching the goats eat, especially the little ones. That's Sissy. Oh, well, there comes the big galoot Brady. And then that right there is Sissy's baby, Finley. This over here is Sissy's other baby, Candace. I love her. And then there's Shirley Bird. She wasn't feeling too good yesterday. We thought she was kind of being a little bit down, but she looks better today. And then here's Starla. And then those are my 3 favorite girls. I'll tell you again, my 3 favorite ladies in order. Shirley Bird, Sissy, and Starla. Oh, I love them so much. No, Pig Trudy, of course you're one of my favorites, but you're a pig. I meant my goat girls, my favorite goat girls. Y'all know what I meant, right? My favorite goat girls. I think you all know what I meant. My favorite goat girls. I'm coming, Donkey Dan. Everyone is so mad at me for moving too slow this morning. Oh no, Donkey Dan loves him some Beverly, y'all. This is how Donkey Dan shows Beverly all of the attention. He's a stage 5 clinger is what he is. A stage 5 clinger. He will get kicked and kicked again and kicked again, and he keeps coming back because he just, well, you know, the way that Dinky Darrell thinks about it. Love hurts. Love scars. Love wounds and mars any heart. Y'all, that's the way Dinky Darrell sings it. That's not Lester's voice. That's Dinky Darrell's voice. And to Dinky Darrell, love does hurt, even if it means getting kicked in the face multiple times. Okay? And he does. He gets kicked in the face a lot. But he loves him some Beverly more than Rita. Or, you know what it might be? Maybe, just maybe, Beverly's kicks don't hurt quite as much as Rita's do. Y'all thought about that? Maybe Beverly's kicks don't hurt quite as much as Rita's. And so when we say love hurts, he's like, yeah, it hurts, but just not quite as much as Rita's love hurts. Maybe not. I'm going to try to toss this over the hay. Over the mud. There we go. That's a drier spot over there. That looks pretty good. Morning, sir. Hey, Ringers. Hi, Ima. Come on out, sweetie. And we have one pig laid up in the hay who's not going to move. She's like, or he's, I think it's Newton. He's like, I got me a nice warm spot. I will not be moving from my warm spot here. The big surprise of the day is when you find out that these birds, these dinosaur birds, really do eat green hay. Show them, baby. Show them that you like green hay. See? See? So y'all didn't believe me, did you? You're like, Lester, there ain't no way them dinosaur birds are going to be eating any green hay. Yes, they will. I'm going to toss it over, okay? Carl, here you go. Look out, Carl. Sorry, Carl. I could have walked in there, but I have my phone in one hand, hay in the other. Oh! And I did not think I'd be able to open this gate. Guys, when they sometimes say you need 3 hands for this job, yeah, this could be a job that could require 3 hands. Hey, Tina. Tina's a sweet girl. I'm not going to put hay out for the alpaca because looky here. They still have an entire basket full from last night. But I will give them some grain that I brought with me. And you can also see they do have a little bit of ryegrass growing on that one side of their pasture. So they're good. I do have a couple more flakes in the side-by-side I'll toss over. Just to make sure everybody has enough. But there is still grain left in the containers for the big birds. So they're not completely eating everything, which means we're overfeeding, and that's fine this time of year. They also have their ryegrass out there in the pasture growing that which they do eat on. And then don't forget these big birds also walk along eating insects and things out of the dirt as well. Everybody has access to the big pasture, where of course it's early as of right now, but they will make their way out to the pasture at some point. and begin to graze. Dinky, you want some hay ball for yourself over here? Let me give him a flake of hay just for himself, okay? Dinky Daryl needs his energy too, y'all. Dinky Daryl's a little guy, but he sure needs his energy. Isn't this the sweetest thing? And you all thought Rita was naughty. Y'all, how can she be naughty? She loves her little goat friends. She loves her some goat friends. Right, Rita? You're a good girl. I know you are, sweetie. And then look over here. I love to see them get. Oh, did you just have to do that, Trudy? She put some booty on. Just shoved poor donkey Dan out of the way like he was nothing. Like he was nothing. I will leave you all with the question. Something you may want to think about. But now that we think that Ernie's getting to a lot better health, I wouldn't say he's all the way back to normal, but he's into a lot better health. At what point do you guys think we should go ahead and put the alpaca back with our goats? Or do we ever put them back with our goats? They seem to be very happy over here, but I just feel bad they don't have as much running room. And I sometimes think if we could put the alpaca back, careful Tina, if we could put the alpaca back into our goat pasture, maybe open up all the paddocks together, then that would allow them to go out to the pasture and graze. And they just don't have a whole lot of room here in this one particular paddock. So it's something that I thought about. Maybe you have too, I don't know. I know we did separate them a while back to make sure we could get Ernie back to full health. But I do believe that Ernie is back to as full of health as he's going to get. And he will continue to improve. Rita, I need this water hose, sweetie. Rita, I need a water hose for these alpaca, and I'm not going to get it without going in there and doing it by hand, darn it. So, that's fine. The last job that I'm going to do right now is fill up and change out some of the water. As you can see, the alpaca have gone through quite a bit overnight. That's a simple matter of emptying it out and then refilling it back up. And I'll do that 4 times. So, well, I want to thank you all for watching our morning feed up routine. Not much to it. It's a nice way to come out and get a head count, do a welfare check on everybody, make sure they all have an appetite. And you're not going to walk out this gate. No, you're not. And then with them all, should make sure that no one's going to try to escape on us, okay? So you guys have a fun day. We love you so much, and we're blessed to have you. And we'll catch you guys on the next video.
Don't let your troubles fester. Come watch Longhorn Lester.
Yeah, something like that.